Welcome back to my channel. Woohoo! So today, woohoo, I don't know what that was. I don't know what the hell that was. Just ignore me today. I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys my experience. Yeah, this ain't a good sign. Today I thought I would share with you guys my experience video on going for my third time at the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. So yeah, that's gonna be what today's video is gonna be about. I'm not gonna ramble, and let's go ahead and get into it. So if you guys watched the Trans Allegheny EVP and ghost hunt video that I uploaded, which would have probably been my last video that I posted, so I'm not sure if you guys will see this video first, if you see my vlog first, but you guys will see it anyways on my channel. If you should go watch it, because I captured a lot of freaky EVPs and overall just had a fun and an amazing time, and I want to go back so bad. I'm addicted to this place, and that is like really creepy. Like, okay, you're addicted to a ghost haunted lunatic asylum, like that's really weird, Brand. But yeah, I'm just addicted. Like, I love ghost hunting. So if you didn't know that about me, you now know that I am a crazy and ghost fanatic, that I probably should be locked up in an asylum. So last Saturday we were gonna journey to the lunatic asylum and have an 8-hour overnight stay at this creepy ass hospital. And I'm telling you guys, just the feeling that I had on Saturday before we even got to the place, like I was so nervous. I don't know why. It was just like a nervous feeling, and I get like that sometimes when I'm going places. Like certain things that I'm about to do, you know, I'll get a little nervous because that's just how I am. But like for some reason I was so excited to go do this, but at the same time I was feeling really nervous, kind of nauseated feeling. Like, I don't know why. I just think because I really truly believe that this place is really haunted. And if you guys listen to the EVPs that I caught, and if you watch other videos on the place, and how do you explain stuff like that? Like, how do you explain that? Like, that's obviously something else in this world that we don't understand, or we call ghost. So anyways, it was just me and my mom, my husband, my Aunt Do, which also is really into ghost hunting, and I'm just so happy that there's someone else in the family like me that's into that stuff, because a lot of people think that it's really weird, and it might be weird. I don't see it that way. I see it just like as an interest in learning about the dead or the other side of life, you know. And it was also, sorry, I'm getting like sidetracked. I'm really bad at these story experience telling videos, so that's why I don't do a lot of them. But when I do make them, I feel like I can't explain very well, and that's just me as a person. Like, I cannot explain shit. So it was also my stepson Carson that come with us, so it was just us 5, and we had to pay $100 a person to go do this 8-hour tour. So if you guys are looking in to do that, you can just get online and look everything up. And there's also different tours. So there's tours that you can do that cost way less, which we've done in the past. But this time we kind of wanted to go all out and try to experience the full paranormal 8-hour tour, because you are left alone to do what you want to do on the floor that you're on, which stoked me so much, because the last few times we were there, we were guided by tour guides, and you were not allowed to just go off and roam and go into rooms that you wanted to go into. You had to stay with the group, and it kind of sucked in a way. Just, I mean, it was interesting to learn, because if you like history and stuff, the tour guides will tell you what happened in this room and what happened down this hall and what happened on this floor and da 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 da. Like, they tell you. So if you're anxious to learn about history, then you might like the guided tours. And if you're not so much into like ghost hunting, if that scares you, then you probably would prefer guided tours, and maybe even the daytime tours. But I'm all about the nighttime. I'm all about the scary stuff. So I was so stoked to learn that we were going to be on our own, and actually I really didn't know until we got there. So anyways, we get to the asylum, and this is probably about 8:30 where's our check-in time. So we get there, we have to fill out some like information on the computer and stuff, and I think we had to do that last time. And they give you these papers. It's so funny. Like, they give you these papers that tell you that it's got your name on it, why you were admitted to the asylum. And my husband got something about masturbation. It was like why he was admitted there. And I was like dying, like, wow. Like, it's just funny. They give you these little certificates that you can keep for memories for visiting the place, but it's just funny because it's like, if you were actually admitted into that asylum back in the day, you would probably have all that information on there about, you know, why you were in there and stuff. So it was just kind of interesting that they do that for you. So if you go and experience that, you will get a little form that explains why you're in there and everything. It's funny. So wanted to tell you that. So after we do that, we go back to the break room and we're all just kind of chilling back there. They have a break room, so if you want to bring drinks and all that kind of stuff, food, obviously, because I was kind of wondering, because I was like, if they don't let us have drinks and food, 8 hours is a really long time, but they completely let you do that. They take care of you as far as that, because obviously that is a long time. They do only have one running bathroom, which is kind of unfortunate, and it's on the first floor. So if you're on the 4th floor and you got to go to the bathroom, you gotta go down a lot of stairs to get down to the first one, but it's good exercise, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so after we waited a little bit back in the break room, my husband actually met a guy that worked in the asylum before there and was just kind of talking to him, and he was telling some experiences that he's had there. And he was saying that he was on a floor or something one night by himself, getting ready to leave, I think. And all of a sudden on the floor that he was on, like, a door just slammed shut. Like, there was no wind, there was nobody else in there with him. He was just telling us some things that happened to him, because he also said that he was once a skeptic, and he is no longer a skeptic after working at this place. So, he told a couple creepy things. I forget what else he was saying that was kind of weird, but a really creepy thing that he told us, that he had a whisper in his ear, like really close to his ear, that sounded like somebody was standing right beside him and just whispered, "Help me," in his ear. Like, that's really freaky. Like, no, I hope that never happens to me, because I would probably literally die right there. I would have a heart attack, because that is terrifying to hear something like that. And he said, so yeah, that was just a few things that we were, you know, we were getting prepared. We were in the break room listening to the little stories and stuff, getting ready to go on our little hunt and everything. So we finally are ready to go at 9 o'clock once everybody else gets there. I think there was like 40 people. So everybody was divided up into a group of 10. Since there was 5 of us, we were with 5 other people that we did not know in our group. And the first floor that our group got to explore was the first floor. So it was kind of cool. We got to go from the bottom to the top, so it kind of made sense for us. So we went over in the first ward, which I believe was where they restored the asylum. A lot of the restore to make it look like it was back in the old day, the first ward. And I forget who, guys, I like don't remember exactly what the wards are called, but you guys can like definitely find out more information if you are interested. And obviously if you go, you can ask questions. But the first ward has like the Civil War part of it, and it has the another little room in the back where they have the asylum ball in October. So yeah, we went all the way back through there, and let me just tell you guys, going down the first hallway, I didn't think it was it's not scary, because it's all nice and pretty and redone. And I caught a few EVPs while we was walking through there that we could not hear with our own ears. And you will see that in that video that I posted if you want to go back and look. But that was the first couple EVPs that I captured that was creepy. And then we go over to another ward, and down that corridor I think is where the children's ward is. So I think, now I could be wrong because I can't remember exactly, but Lily's room is down there, and Lily is this little girl that has this room, and there's doll babies in there, and there's toys for her. Some people leave her gum and candy and stuff because they say she likes that. And I saw a few videos on YouTube where the ball actually moved on its own, like people's captured that. We tried to have a session with Lily. We could not get her to do anything as far as like when we was there, like, and the tour guide was telling us that she's a little shy, so she might not interact right away, and we spent a good amount of time in her room, but we didn't spend a lot of time in there because, you know, we wanted to see everything else. So we go over to where the Civil War part is, and she's telling us there's these spirits over there. There's one called Surge or something that likes to throw rocks at people, and I'm just like, no, like, really? This ghost likes to throw stuff? Like, okay, like, this is getting weird. And just when we went over there, the air got heavy, like the air, and it was also really hot in there. So I definitely recommend doing your research in the time of the year that you go. You want to be dressed right, because you don't want to be miserable. We were pretty hot the whole entire time. We thought it was going to be cold, like kind of cold, so we wore pants. We wish we would have worn shorts. It was hot as heck in there. But the air over in that area was heavy and creepy, and I had a bad feeling over in that area. Like, I just didn't like it over there. And then she was saying that there's like a shadow figure on the one wall or something that you can see, and just the tour guides will tell you a lot of freaky stuff that happens. So after she explains our floor, she leaves us, and we're allowed to roam the first floor. We were not allowed to go where the lobotomies were done, which is like disgusting, right? Gross. And lobotomies were done down there, and that's, I think, the more of where the nurses' stations were. I think, what I remember from our previous tour, they did take us down there, and that place is creepy down there. I thought it was the basement, but here to come find out that nobody is allowed to go in the basement because it's like flooded or something. But we did not get to go over and see that, and I was kind of disappointed because I wanted my aunt and my mom to be able to go where the lobotomies were done. It's so creepy down there. Like, that was like one of the creepiest places, I think, in the whole entire building, is where the lobotomies were done. So creepy. I think they call it like Ward D or something like that. I'm not really sure though. But anyways, so nothing really freaky happened on the first floor. I think we heard a growl with my aunt was using this app on her phone, and I think we did hear a growl, and it come through the phone, and that's the only time we heard that noise come through that phone. So that was kind of scary, a little bit. And yeah, so the next floor we went to was the second floor. Up on the second floor they have the women's ward over here, and then you go over a door and there's another hallway, and they have the men's ward. And I guess these are just like, you know, regular women and men, because once you get on up, it gets crazier. So over on the other side, on the second floor, maybe that's where the juveniles were. I think the juveniles were over there, and maybe juveniles, boys and girls or something like that. Me and my husband did not spend very much time over in the juvenile area. Like, I forget what happened on the second floor. But I think that's the floor that we didn't spend a lot of time on. But like, we didn't stay over on that side. We stayed over in the men's and women's ward, I think, and had a few things over there, but nothing really too freaky happened. Like, you know, I caught EVPs obviously, and so did my aunt on her little digital recorder, but nothing too freaky happened that we could hear with our own ears. The tour guide was telling us that another group that she was giving a tour to, these few guys in the back were skeptics. They didn't believe in this stuff. And they were laughing and carrying on, and she said they come down this one hall. This might have been on the 4th floor. I'm not really sure where this was. I forget. But she said they were laughing and, you know, just being like, ah, this is so fake and da-da-da-da. And she said that the next thing that happened was they were standing in front of a door, and the door flew and hit them in the back. And she said everybody else in their group saw it, heard it, whatever. And they obviously shut up right there and didn't say anything the rest of the tour. So they were completely freaked. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you go in there acting like that or taunting at them ghosts, you better be prepared, because something's gonna happen. And so we did do a little bit of taunting because, you know, we didn't hear anything or nothing like too freaky. So we get up to the 3rd floor, and this is the floor that I absolutely did not like. That's where the violent women and the violent men were. And over in where the violent men are, there's a terrible story over there in one of the rooms about how two cellmates took the one cellmate, tried to hang him or something, and then take the end of the bedpost and drive it through his skull until he was dead. Like, it's a really bad story, right? So it's a really big room too, and they'll take you in there and tell you all that. But so yeah, we stayed in there for a little bit. We didn't really get much. And then where the cells are over there are really gross. They would like lock the men up in there, and there was a drain on the floor, and that's where they went to the bathroom, was in the drain. That was pretty gross, right? Pretty gross. So anyways, after that, me and my husband had to go to the bathroom, so we went downstairs to go to the bathroom. And when we come back up, we could not find my aunt, my mom, or Carson. Like, we could not find them, so we thought they were going to jump out and try to scare us. So we go down the violent women's hall and over to the violent men's, and when we get over to the violent men's hall and we have the flashlight shining down that hall, I'm like, we were listening, you know, to hear if anybody else was over there, and then them other 5 people, I think, were over on the other side, which is where the geriatrics ward were, where the old people was kept, I think. And we didn't hear anything down this hall, right? And I'm looking down through there, and I already had a bad feeling. I did not like that side. I don't know why. The tour guide will even tell you that if you're in the violent women's hall, they don't like men. The spirits don't like men, so they're all the time touching men, doing stuff. And if you're a girl and you're over in the violent men's, they don't like women, I guess. Or, you know, they like women, whatever. So we're over there, and I'm like, nope. I'm not going down that hall. I said, I don't hear them, and I'm not going down there. With just me and my husband, it was freaky. Just us two. Like, I did not like it at all. So it was really, really freaky. And so we didn't go down, and my husband was ready to walk all the way down to the end where the cells are. Like, that ward is just creepy. So if you guys go there, the 3rd floor, the violent men's ward is creepy with those cells and everything. Like, can you imagine being by yourself in there? Like, I can't. Like, no, it wouldn't happen. That is so, it's freaky. You're in the pitch black dark. There's no electricity. All you have is your flashlight, and I just had a bad feeling over there, and I didn't like it. So we didn't go. So we went back, and I think eventually they come out of the other side or something. So they weren't trying to scare us, but it was just freaky as heck. And also the 3rd floor is the floor that the auditorium is on, and they say that you can capture weird noises, like instrument noises, which I did capture on a previous video, like my last video before the one that I posted last couple of years that I did capture what I thought was a weird trumpet noise in that room. So, and we couldn't hear that with our own ears, which was really weird. When you can't hear stuff with your own ears, but you can hear it on video camera, I think it's just creepy, because I don't know. So anyways, that was pretty much the 3rd floor experience. Going up to the 4th floor was a completely different experience. We get up there, the whole entire vibe, in my opinion, was different. The tour guide was telling us that she will not go down this corridor, which, me on camera, you know, I don't know if I'm just explaining it right, but down the right corridor. She will not go by herself, and that is where the drug addicts were put. And she said that she can go on any floor by herself in any of them rooms, but the 4th floor, down that corridor and over down the next hallway or whatever, she will not go by herself. She was saying she had a paranormal, I don't know, session down one of the rooms, and she said she almost passed out. She got really lightheaded and some weird stuff was happening. The other people had to carry her downstairs, and she almost blacked all that out. So she thought she was being possessed or something like that, or she said never again, I guess. So she didn't really even act like she wanted to take us down that corridor. It was really, you could just tell that she didn't want to go. So anyways, I think we ended up going down that side first. Yeah, we did. We ended up going down that side first. And I don't know, it's just really freaky up there. And the original hardwood floor is on the 4th floor. And the rest of the asylum has tile from a fire I think they had back in the day, because I think it all used to be hardwood floor. And the 4th floor still has the hardwood floor. So it's kind of creaky and creepy. So if you want to hear some footsteps or something like really scary, you could probably hear it up there. The doors are wooden doors. It looks like maybe the original doors as well. They're the old wooden doors. As down in some of the other ones, they're just kind of like more heavy duty metal type doors. So she takes us down there and we go on over to the next hallway, which I'm assuming is where something really creepy must live down there, which they call the creeper. If you guys watch Paranormal Lockdown, look it up on YouTube. There's a video on there where they capture the creeper on camera, which I can't see it. I tried watching the video several times. I'm not saying that it's not there. I just, on my computer screen, what I was trying to look for it, I can't see it. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right spot or something, but if you guys go and watch that video, supposedly there is the creeper, they call it, come out of this one room and it slithers on the floor and it goes into another room. And when she was telling us that, I was just like, oh hell no, like we are not staying over here. Like, yeah, that's scary. Like, what? And a few other people, I guess, have saw it as well. But she said she never saw it for herself. But she don't go in that quarter anyways, by herself anyways. So she didn't even walk us to the end of that hall. The other people in the group were asking, are you going to walk us down to the hall and show us anything down there? And she's like, I think this is good enough right here, and if you guys want to go down there on your own, you're more than welcome to. She was just telling us that, and you could just tell that she was scared of something on that side. So she takes us to the other side, which is where the alcoholics were kept. She said the vibe over here is a little better. She said it's not as bad as the other side. So she likes going over there. There's this room that had playing cards all over the floor that she likes to go in there, and she has cards. She plays cards with these spirits called Frank and Larry or something. And she did a flashlight session in there, and the light did come on for us a few times. That's another thing that I wanted to tell you guys. My son Carson was doing flashlight sessions while we were there, and he got a lot of good ones. Like, a lot of spirits were reacting to them, turning them on and off with his commands that he would ask. It was just really creepy. And so so we tried to have a little session of cards, because she said those spirits like to play cards. And we didn't really get a lot of activity, but we did hear a really weird noise while we was in there, and I think I captured it in that last video. And then my mom and Dew, after she let us go on that floor, we stayed over there where the alcoholics were first, and we were trying to get some stuff. And my mom heard, because she was telling us at the end of the hall there was an old man that stayed down there, and he didn't like a lot of noise. And she said there was only one chair on that whole entire floor, and it was at the end of the hallway, and sometimes you could hear it being like dragged across the floor. So my Aunt Dew picked up on her recorder, and we heard it with our own ears. It sounded like a chair was dragged. Like, you know that old screech sound when you drag an old chair across the floor? That's what it sounded like. And it was really weird because there was nobody else up there but us on that side. So I'm about to the exciting part, and then I'm going to end the video because it's getting really long, and I'm sorry. So the creepiest thing that happened while we was there that I heard with my own ears, and I shit you not, guys, like, it was me, my mom, and Dew, and we were on the 4th floor where the alcoholism was, right? My Aunt Dew started taunting a little bit. She started knocking on the door. She was like, hey, can you make this noise for us? Can you do this for us? And all of a sudden, we kind of heard, like, a few noises down the hall. And then, all of a sudden, there was this voice that come echoing down the hall toward us, and it sounded to me like a woman's voice. It sounded like a woman's voice, but that's just from what I remember. I don't know what it said. I didn't get to make that out, and plus I'm so mad because I didn't have my cameras recording to pick it up as well, to go back and re-listen to it. but I heard it with my own ears, and my aunt and my mom heard it as well. And it was a woman's voice, and it come down the hall toward us. And we all just kind of looked at each other. Like, it was so funny though, because like we just kind of looked and we're like, and my mom was like, was that Carson? And I'm like, no, Mom, that was not Carson. Carson was clear over in the other quarter, all the way at the end of that hallway. There's no way it was. And my husband had went to the car by that point, so he wasn't even there either. So there was no one else at the end of the hallway, and it was a woman's voice whisper that come down the hallway, and we all three heard it. So my Aunt Dew was like, oh, she's like, oh, let's get out of here. So we all went back over to the other hallway, and we were yelling at Carson to tell him about it. It's like, Carson, we just heard a voice, and da-da-da-da. And yeah, that was the creepiest thing that we heard with our own ears while we was there. And I really would have liked to had more creepier things happen to us, but I think if you ask more questions, and if you are maybe with just one other person maybe, or even by yourself, I think you're gonna experience a lot more than with a group of people. I don't know. To me, that's obviously not true, because I mean, I captured EVPs, but you know what I mean. Like, I want to hear stuff with my ears. My mom wanted to see something, and you know, my mom's kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, she was just kind of impatient, you know. She's not really into the whole thing. So yeah, that was my experience at the Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum 8-hour tour. I want to go back and do the 8-hour or maybe a 6-hour tour. I do feel like the 8-hour tour was a little bit too long. I mean, if you're somebody that's used to staying up all night and can sleep all day, then it's definitely for you. But we are day people, and it just really took a toll. We did not like get a nap in or nothing, so we were up for like 24 hours, and it was just like, oh my gosh. There toward the end, we were getting so tired. So I would recommend like a 6-hour tour. It would be a little bit better than an 8. But it's fun. Like, if you guys are into that stuff, I definitely recommend it. It's so much fun. So I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, I want to go back and do an 8-hour tour with all the other buildings that are there, because I've never been in some of those. So they're also haunted. So future ideas, I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little experience video. And like I said, I'm not the best explainer, obviously, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways. And if you guys want to go check out the asylum, you definitely should if you're in Weston, West Virginia. And yes, I will talk to you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.